Welcome back to Makeup Effects Live at IMATS 2015. It has been a crazy day already, and we're only 3 segments in. We hung out with Craig Reardon. We hung out with Michael Key, who's throwing this party. We hung out with Mark Viniello and Sam Bakarian in the Makeup Museum. And now we're hanging out with Eryn, Krueger, Mekash, and Mike Mekash. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having us.
How's it been so far? How's IMATS 2015?
Great. We got to see Craig talk yesterday, which was
Yes.
terrific.
I was there.
And so good to see all friends that we haven't seen in so long. So it's really great.
It is a big family reunion.
Yeah,
these
and
events.
it's very it's set up so cool. I haven't been in a couple years because we've been out of town. So this is terrific.
Michael changed the layout.
I know, I like it.
He's he's really a party planner at heart, and he was looking for the right flow. And I think this show is the best so far.
Yeah, it's good.
We're very happy to have you guys on.
We're so happy to be here.
Those of you in the know about Eryn and Mike know their credits, but there might be some of you who don't know how awesome they are. So I'm going to give you some highlights of the shows they've worked on. We'll start with Eryn, ladies first. Flags of Our Fathers, Running with Scissors, American Horror Story, The Normal Heart, Glee, a long relationship with Ryan.
Yes,
you guys
12
have.
years.
Nip Tuck, again, with Ryan. Everybody Loves Raymond. You have an Emmy win for The Normal Heart.
Yes.
And a whole lot of nominations.
Yes.
Too many nominations. But
I
at least
do.
you won one, too.
I know. It's so exciting. We were so surprised.
That's fantastic. And Mike is married to that girl. That's all you need to know about him.
I'm a winner.
No, also a talented makeup artist in his own right.
Thank you.
You will see his work on Mad Max Fury Road coming up soon.
Yes.
We're all very excited about that. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Iron Man 2, Eat, Pray, Love, Crank High Voltage, Prom Night, American Horror Story, of course, and The Normal Heart. And you shared that Emmy win
Yes.
for The Normal Heart. So
yes,
you
I
guys,
almost poked him in the
Very
eye with
surprised.
the ends of the pointy.
who got to carry it out of the event? Or did you?
I did, but
Of
then
course.
but then everybody got them immediately backstage.
Oh, good,
so.
good. So you had your own. Walking off
We don't
stage,
have-
you gave it to your wife.
We don't have to fight for them.
Good. So needless to say, they know what they're doing and are very talented and are working on one of my shows, my must-watch shows with my wife, American Horror Story Freak Show,
Yes,
and that's Twisty.
that's Twisty.
Let's talk about Twisty.
Let's.
And give a shout out to David Anderson and
Oh
those
yeah.
folks. Let's talk about
amazing. Dave came on this year to do our prosthetics and quite a few of our gags as well with Justin Raleigh. And so there was so much work this year. We ended up splitting between 2 shops. And Twisty is directly from the creepy and genius mind of Ryan Murphy. And
The same guy who does Glee comes up with this.
Yeah.
That's really weird.
I know it's you always get surprises from Ryan all the years I've worked with him. And he was Ryan came up with the design as he always does with everything. It's all about what how he wants things, and he's got these crazy inspirations. And this was inspiration from the Lon Chaney movie, not He Who Laughs Last, but the Slapped one. The title is Slapped. Anyway,
Yeah.
If any of you at home know
don't
what
look
she's
at
me.
talking
Remember.
about, please write
it's
it in
one
the
of the Lon
comments.
Chaney movies.
Where's Chris Nelson?
But it's Chris Nelson would know. It's but it's kind of based on that. The 3 tufts of hair, the rough, and the creepy smile and everything. But Ryan wanted it to be incredibly scary and horrifying. And Twisty had some crazy moments in his past where he manipulated himself underneath there. Do you want to take that off?
Oh, yeah.
Let's take a look
Sorry.
at what's under
I was-
Twisty's mask. For those of you who know the show, I think you know what's coming.
It's,
For those of you who haven't seen the show, this is a spoiler. Yeah. That's Twisty underneath the mask.
yeah. And the cool
So
thing
you
about
can't really blame him for becoming a murderous
Yeah.
maniac
Yeah, he
and
can't
wearing
even, he
someone's
can't even kill
scalp as a
himself
hat.
correctly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was, it's pretty crazy. But Mike and Chris did the application. I kind of came up with the procedure of how to make the makeup last in our horrifying humidity down in New Orleans. And this was for the reveal manipulated with visual effects by Fuse Effects, who is Jason Piccioni. He's been on American Horror Story all 4 seasons. Excuse me. And he is very, very hands-on with the makeup department. He always wants us to create something for him to, if he has to manipulate it, he's always on our side. He's always sending me pictures. Do I need to correct this, or do you want it to look like that? Like, really
Gives
amazing.
them something to work with. And I'm hearing more and more of this sort of nice reunion or dance happening between VFX
I'm very
and
lucky
makeup
that way.
effects. And it's no one's at odds. We all want the same thing, which is the greatest result. And I love to hear that.
And he was just nominated for the Visual Effects Guild Award for the creation of the Twisty's mouth talking, and it's so well done. But it was based on this maquette.
And what was David's contribution specifically, so we can give him his proper shout out to this?
He sculpted all of it. Sculpted this. I think one of maybe Glenn Eisner did the sculpting.
I think so.
But it was Dave's design. The head was made directly off of John Carroll Lynch, who is brilliant.
Brilliant.
Such a good actor.
And the mask?
And the mask was made by Dave as well.
What is this material? Is this some kind of...
It's
I'm
like
not
an
quite
epoxy,
sure.
I think,
little
right?
epoxy?
But like anything, as soon as we get it to set, it kind of, it's really worked out on the first day.
Of course.
Like, we didn't know what color the hair was going to be until we got to set, and Ryan said, okay, do this. And
well, it's a team effort. I mean, anyone who wants to work alone, stay out of makeup effects because it's a team effort, and stay out of filmmaking generally because it starts with Ryan's idea, and then it goes here, and everyone adds to it until you have something fantastic at the end.
It's all about being able to work together that way too. You have to find the right people that are cohesive, and everyone. I always ask everybody, like, what do you think about this? How should we make this happen? A lot of our schedule is so fast that you're getting ideas like maybe 4 days, sometimes a week beforehand. So when it comes down to like 3 steps in, you're like, how are we going to do this? Let's figure this out. So it's just...
And you have a team of geniuses around you who can help make you look good. And that's the secret.
Yeah.
Just for example, that body that was cut in half this last episode was made like a day before.
Oh my
gosh. I mean, it was
and
a polyfoam body.
Chris did all the... he cored out the body and did everything right there right there, like that day, and did all the guts, figured out the guts falling out. And we had James McKinnon in, Luis Garcia, Mike, all those guys did that stuff.
That was horrifying.
I know.
I grew up around this stuff, and that one made me sick.
It was pretty bad.
Ugh. We have a question for you guys from Fondolin. Thank you for writing in, Fondolin. How did you guys get started in the business?
I got started, I was in college. I'd always taken art classes. I've always loved monsters and film, horror films and everything. And then when I was in college, I found out about Sandy Berman was doing this school for a little while called Hollywood Film School. And I went there during my weekends at college. And
that's a beautiful woman, Sandy Berman.
So amazing.
Mother of Rob Berman coming up, mother of Barney Berman. Ex of Tom Berman and founder of Berman Industries. And we just talked to Sam. So
very good.
We love Sandy.
Oh, I know. I do too.
She's amazing. With Sandy. That's great.
And I it was a course kind of touched on all things makeup effects, like casting, sculpting, mold making, foam running. So I had enough to get in the door to sweep up stuff, basically. So I went that summer and applied to a lot of makeup effects shops, and John Beekler hired me. And I worked for him for 9 months.
You gave many his start.
Everybody.
Oh, yes.
So many people. I mean, not
Haynes,
everybody,
were you with Ted Haynes back at Beekler's?
Yes. John Criswell worked there, and Ken Hall, and Tom Flouts, and a ton of people. There was a huge shop.
Can you name check some projects you worked on while at Beekler's?
Ghoulies 2.
Ghoulies 2?
That was my first one. Woo!
Ghoulies 2?
That was my first one. Spellcaster, I think, was one, and Garbage Pail Kids.
Garbage Pail Kids.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I did a lot of running work, like shop runner, and then he would give me little things to do, and
that's how it works.
Then I started running foam. I was doing all the, whatever he told me to do, I did it.
Of course.
And it was great. And then I just kind of started moving on to different shops. I left college. I was like, this is what I've always wanted to do. There's no reason to finish my degree. So
I'm doing what I love. What do I need paper for?
It's true. That's how I got started.
hey, stay in school, kids. We're not encouraging you to
I
drop
agree.
out. But if you feel like dropping out, go ahead.
Makeup
So-
effects. Makeup effects.
For makeup effects, yeah, maybe. I'm going to get in such trouble. We're supposed to be a school. We're supposed to be encouraging education.
Well, this is a
Mike,
school that's cool.
Yes. You can
to
Stanford
learn.
School's great because you can just log in whenever you want.
Exactly. While
And
you're in college, kids.
While you're in college.
Woohoo!
you're
Mike,
skipping.
how about you? How did you start?
My background is graphic arts, so I used to do snowboard and skateboard artwork. And
So that's very similar to this.
yeah, you know, it's all
Right?
art. So actually, I moved down to LA and I started working in Christian Tinsley's shop when he came down with the idea to make tattoos. I did that for a very long time, and once I got into the trailer and saw the dynamics, I was like, I want to do this. I want to be in that trailer, and so I learned a lot from Christian, and I learned a lot from Eryn, and I picked up.
When she was just Eryn Krueger,
Yes.
and then you
yes,
made her Eryn Krueger Mekash.
I did.
And you continue to learn from her every day.
I learn from him all the time.
I wanted her to
He's
take
an
my
amazing
name.
artist.
Originally, I
Amazing.
wanted her to take my name, and it was going to be Mike Krueger, but she was against the idea.
I like that. Well,
That's funny. We
not
met
too
in a
late.
movie called Alpha Dog. We were doing a ton
Yeah.
of tattoos on it, and Christian's shop was doing all the tattoos. And I'd never met him before, but he'd been doing tattoos for me for a few years, and I didn't know.
They kept me in the back room.
Tell us about your first date. What was that like?
We
Don
went
Cuco's.
to Don Cuco's.
We're actually going there. This show is taking a turn. So you're at Don
You
Cuco's.
asked.
Go ahead, Don Cuco's.
Went to Don Cuco's, and he professed that he was into drinking wine, but he wasn't.
That's all you needed to hear.
Yeah, he was like, let's
lying.
go to the wine shop. I was like, okay. And then we started dating after that. So it was,
After Don Cuco's.
yeah, it was that
It
easy.
started at Tinsley's, then Don Cuco's, then marriage.
Yep, pretty much.
3 steps. All right. I know you wanted to. By the way, we have viewers. Please, in the comments, write where you are watching from. We have people from Rome, Brazil, Switzerland, Belgium,
Wow.
Taiwan, Argentina, India, Chile, Poland, Ireland, Hong Kong, London, France, the country North Carolina,
Where is that?
Canada, Spain, and Serbia, and I'm sure there are more. So let us know where you're watching from. And
no
write
pressure.
in questions
No
for these
pressure.
guys.
No
This is-
pressure.
It's actually happening live now, and you can talk to them. I know that you feel strongly about getting more women involved. No slight against you or me, Mike, but
Oh,
But
yeah.
he knows
let's
this.
let's talk about this industry, the imbalance that may exist, and what you see as necessary to bring more ladies into the makeup effects
You know,
field.
one of the things is that when I first started, there was a handful of women. I mean, V and Michelle Burke were
Michelle
already
Burke.
tearing up the film world, and then like the only other people that I knew at the time that were doing it, and they had already been working, is Camille Calvé, Jennifer Aspinall, and Karen Mason. She's a fabricator.
Karen Mason was with my daddy for
Yes,
ever.
I know. And Michiko Chigawa.
Michiko Tagawa.
And she was amazing. And it kind of is, just a very like maybe a tenth of the amount of men. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe there's not as many fans.
I think it's part of it's the fan base. I mean,
Yeah, I think so
typically the
too.
people who wind up in this business are the ones in this niche of this business are people who grew up loving monster movies,
Mm-hmm.
and the ratio of monster movie fans is probably skews male as
Yeah,
well.
and my brother was a huge fan, which is why I ended up seeing and reading Fangoria and all that stuff, because I don't know how much of it I would be as exposed to. He loved Planet of the Apes, and I was like, oh, this is really cool, and I really enjoyed it. So there are some really amazing up-and-coming artists that are already working, women that are just so talented, and we had one of them on for the last 2 weeks of the show, Carly Herbert, and Mo Meinhardt, Erica Prius, and Chloe Sens.
Yeah, there's so many
They're
talented.
so
I think
stinking talented. I hope someday
I think
when
the
I'm
next
like, I
generation
need
of
my
makeup effects artists
hours.
can be mainly ladies.
I think there's a lot
So-
of women. It's really great, and I always want to hire people that can do beauty and effects because I need to be able to send people to what, especially on American Horror Story. There's always like 2 units shooting, so I need to be able to send people wherever if I need
So
to at the
piece
last
of
minute.
advice for those of you out there who are interested: know your beauty makeup, know your character makeup.
Character
That's
makeup.
huge. Most makeup effects, the new generation, they're learning the makeup effects side, and they're not taking the time to learn the beauty. Well, you
Right,
have
it's
to
really
do it all.
important. It's
You
all
have
the
to.
same thing for the
Yeah.
most part. It's
Yeah.
the same ideas, shapes.
It's just painting, a different way.
Yep,
What you'll cover
exactly.
up in a beauty makeup, you will enhance in a prosthetics makeup. You know what I
Yep.
mean? You'll take the blues out from around the eyes in a beauty, and you'll add it into a prosthetic makeup. So
Could you guys do a beauty makeup demo on this twisty
Yes.
head?
We'd
Well,
have
we
to
were
have
gonna
a
do a
really maybe
makeover.
one of Pashay's really big air sprayers. We could cover it all.
Later in the
I don't know about
show,
the hair,
we're going to
though.
do a makeover on Twisty. We got to talk to Pesce first to show some beauty
Exactly.
makeup techniques.
I don't know about the hair. We might have to put some bows in it or something. I'm not sure.
Yay, dresses tricks of the trade. We have a question here from Sherry. Hello, Sherry. Dr. Sherry Smith, makeup Dr. Sherry Smith. How long does the makeup application take each day? I'm assuming the Twisty makeup application.
Well, we can go through a few of them.
Yeah, go through a few for American Horror
It
Story.
takes about
Twisty takes about, I mean, it would take about 45 minutes, but we love John so much that we like to have him sit in the chair a little bit longer. He's a really funny guy. I mean, he was singing Bohemian Rhapsody one day, and it was really hard to do the makeup. But that's about
It takes about an hour or
yeah.
so.
And how about the hands? The
That
claw
would-
hands.
Claw hands, I think
Yeah.
Chris Nelson does those. Not I think Chris Nelson does those, but I think it's about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
He got it down to about an hour and a half for both hands.
He
I was
applied
very
those
sad
things
when
like-
those hands were cut off.
Oh,
I
yeah.
But then he got the
know.
wooden claw
The
hands, and I
wooden.
wanted to cry.
Chris Nelson was not sad.
He's a claw hand again.
Chris applied those hands probably 80 times. And I
Easily.
looked down at the other end of the trailer and just, you know.
And he also did Evan's character makeup, which is all kind of a sunburned tan,
Yep.
well-worn thing.
Who laid who did the lace work for Kathy's beard?
Victoria Woods did.
Fantastic
I know,
beard.
really great beard. And then Kim Ayers applied it every day, and she was constantly having to pull all kinds of Fritos and things because Kathy was always going to craft service, and so.
No, she's in character Baltimore. That accent is so
Isn't it
perfect. She's so
I know.
amazing.
She's amazing. She's amazing.
And then Justin Raleigh was leading up the twins.
Yes.
Correct. And I'm
did.
trying to think of any other major.
He did the
We
Mordrake
had-
head, too. There was a puppet head
The
for
Mordrake head,
Mordrake.
which was basically
yes.
kind of like incorporated into a wig. It
That
was really
scary
cool. Yeah.
face on the-
They
Ugh.
had a puppet of that as well.
Well, I saw him here last night. He does really beautiful work, and is another Stan
Beautiful.
Winston alum.
Yes.
Where are we at time-wise, guys? Is my producer yelling? Teresa? Are we good?
We are ready to wrap up.
All right, well, we have to wrap it out. We have to tell people where to find you. We have some links in the description of the video for both of you guys, Eryn
Okay.
Krueger Mekash, Mike Mekash, but where would you like to send people to follow you and connect with you?
I'm on Facebook at Eryn Krueger Mekash and also at Frank and Queen on Twitter.
Okay, and I think we have one of those links in the...
Yeah. I'm at Mike Mekash on Facebook and the same on Twitter.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So follow them, follow their careers. You get to see their work week in and week out on American Horror Story, and anything else Ryan does, apparently.
Now we're going to be doing, Dave and I are going to be doing Scream Queens in March, and then we do American Crime Story, which is about the O.J. Simpson trial.
Is that another
from the-
Ryan show?
All three of them. Scream Queens, American Crime Story, and the new season of American
Well,
Horror
he
Story.
is, and it's all got practical makeup effects in it.
Yeah.
How great is that?
I know. He's a huge proponent of makeup effects and having everything be glued on and very little visual effects. So I feel really, really so grateful
Watch
to be with
his
that company.
shows.
Yeah,
He's
really
a
good.
champion of our industry. Watch
Absolutely,
his shows.
absolutely.
I want to thank you both for being here.
Thank you
I
so
know
much
it was
for
short
having
and
us.
sweet. Thanks for bringing Twisty.
Of course.
Thank you to David Anderson for your work on this and the rest of your amazing crew, including Chris Nelson.
Yes.
And watch American Horror Story. Next up, we have Adam Johansson and Damian Martin from Odd Studio. These are two creature effects dudes
Yes.
from Down Under.
Amazing.
And they
Amazing.
do incredible work. They will be up in our next segment. Thanks again for being here. Round of applause
Thanks so
for these.
much.
And you can type clap in the comments for these two. And we will see you later on at the
Great.
show.
Thanks so much,
Enjoy the
Matt. It was
show.
so
Thank
much
you,
fun.
Matt.
All right, we'll be back in 5 minutes for more Makeup Effects Live at IMATS 2015. Stick around.